Christmas.
Hey everyone from
Happy holiday.
We're really sad that we can't be there.
But we're sure you're all having a good time together without us. We're sorry we can't be there this year.
Yeah.
As you can probably tell, Christmas is a bit different in Australia. It's pretty hot outside and it's only early December. So there won't be any snow skiing this year. We might get to the beach. Ali's gonna take over.
We also want you guys to know that we'll miss the reindeer games this year, but not Ben and I winning for a third year in a row.
I won't miss the intense competition either. It was a little bit tiring after.
Maybe you won't have such a climactic finale as last year either.
It won't cost me as much either.
For this year's Christmas exchange, we drew Wade and Lauren. Surprise! Merry Christmas to you both.
Surprise.
Ben and I just thought really long and hard about what we wanted to do, and we were just really praying for the right opportunity to come up when we were thinking about you and your personality in a way that we could honor and serve you. Well, in early November, we found out that a member of our church, a core group member of our church and a very dear friend to us, announced to us at a meeting that she has breast cancer. And since then, it's been about 4 or 5 weeks and it's in an aggressive stage, and a bone scan just showed that it has now spread to her lymph throughout her body. Just a bit of background about this lady. Her name is Selena, and her husband Tony have not had it easy, to say the least. They were both born into Indigenous families in New Zealand, which we call Maori families, and they got married at quite a young age. And about 15 years ago, Selena's daughter died during childbirth while giving birth to their grandchild named Missouri. And since then, they've taken Missouri into their custody, and also their cousin's daughter as well, Mariah, who's also a teenager, who they had taken from an abusive situation as well in New Zealand. Well, they moved here, the 4 of them, in 2010 and joined our church family, and since then have just been a blessing to all of us in so many ways. And even though they have very little financially, they are just some of the most generous people and humble people that we know, and they serve our church so passionately week in and week out. And
Excuse me, as many of you may have met our pastor Chuck, him and his wife Jimmy have been going to all the initial oncology meetings that they've had with their doctor, and just really supporting them at this time. And Jimmy writes a weekly or regular email to everyone who's involved with the hearers. And I'm just going to read the most recent one. Hello, faithful prayer warriors. Today at 11 was Selena's first visit to her oncologist, Dr. Garn, at Fremantle Hospital. We were under the impression that the purpose of the consultation was to set up the protocol for Selena's future chemotherapy. Unfortunately, we were told that her pathology report has not been sent through to his office, and he cannot set up what type of chemo she will be having until he gets it and determines what drugs will best attack this awful thing called cancer. Does anyone else hate the word as much as I do? Dr. Garn basically went over Selena's past medical history and also the pros and cons of chemotherapy. We both feel the pros way outweigh the cons and opted to proceed with the treatment. We will return for another appointment next week when Dr. Garn has the pathology report as well as a heart scan, which is required before proceeding with chemo to make sure the heart is strong and healthy. And also another blood test that was done today. The results from the bone scan that was done 2 weeks ago looked good, according to Dr. Helen. She said that they were clear except for one or two nodes which they will keep an eye on. Dr. Garn told us this morning that there is also a 5mm lump in the liver, which he may have to ultrasound at a later date. It could just be a benign cyst or it could be a tumour. However, he feels chemotherapy will work on destroying it either way. It was explained that chemo has 2 main objectives. 1, to shrink existing tumours, and 2, to eradicate other cancer cells is to mop up stray cancer cells, as he puts it. He still does not know if he still does not know if he will propose to do all of the chemo surgery or if he will break it up. That depends on the pathology report as well. He did definitely say that we'll start chemo before Christmas.
So Ben and I, just knowing that and this family that's so dear to us, Ben and I just felt like this was such a practical need that we could meet in the immediate future, and it will be an ongoing thing that we're doing to serve the Lord and honor yourselves as well. So we've been doing several things for the Heroes lately. I think the first thing that we did that we saw as an immediate need was to provide them with meals. There were many days where Selena, or many days even now, when Selena is just quite tired. She sleeps a lot during the day because her immune system is so low, and sometimes just doesn't have the strength to provide meals for her family. And also these doctor's appointments that she's been having lately have been taking all day, so providing a meal for their family was a practical, or mini meals is a practical way that we've been able to serve them. And especially for you, Wade, we made them spaghetti one night because we knew it was your favorite, or one of your favorite meals while you were growing up. And also,
we do have spaghetti in Australia as well, so we made it.
Last weekend, also, Ben and I treated their family with some tickets to go see the Nutcracker Ballet. Since the Heroes don't have much money, they don't go out very often, and this was such a fun thing that they could do as a family during Christmas time, and get dressed up and go into the city and make a night out of it. And they were so excited when we gave them these tickets, and Selena has since told me that they really appreciated it, and especially the girls, the teenage girls, loved getting dressed up and seeing all the lights that are in the city and just enjoying the ballet. So that was another thing that we did for them in your honor. And then finally, we are organizing we're putting together a book of encouragement that a lot of us are writing letters in that we're going to give to Selena that she can keep with her to read encouraging words and Bible verses while she's doing her chemotherapy. And so we, as I said earlier, will continue to serve this family in practical ways throughout this journey of cancer. And
we just ask that you guys would pray that if it is God's will that she will be cured, and that just so she'll be able to witness to people around her, the people that are treating her and the people that are caring for her, because she is such a strong witness. She does it so well. We just ask that she'll be able to continue to do that even with the cancer. She's already been such a testimony to us. She's been so strong and thankful to the Lord despite her circumstances. She continues to thank God for his faithfulness and his perfect timing in the upcoming treatment and surgery. She thanks him for the opportunity to minister to others that are suffering with terminal cancer.
So we knew that this was fitting to do in your honor, Wade and Lauren, especially for you, Lauren, because we know that the death of a parent really hits home to you and is dear to your heart, as families who have suffered from a parent that died in such a young age. And you can also pray that we continue to reach out to Missouri and Mariah, as we know that it's not easy to be teenage girls and battling with the mother figure in their life as that's struggling, as they've already been just through so much as a family, and they're so young. And we just want to leave you guys with this Bible verse that Selena's been praying throughout her journey, and it's James 5:10-11, and it says, "Brothers and sisters, as an example of patience in the face of suffering, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. As you know, we count as blessed those who have persevered. You have heard of Job's perseverance and have seen what the Lord finally brought about. The Lord is full of compassion and mercy."
Merry Christmas, Lauren and Wade.
Again, have a wonderful Christmas, and know that we love and miss you all.
Merry Christmas, everyone there. We love you guys. We miss you. Sorry we can't be there this year. Bye.
Yeah.
a fight-out combi on a hippie trailhead full of zombies. I met a strange lady, she made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast.